Paul Sorensen's time in a Cougar uniform may have been brief, having arrived in Pullman following 2 seasons at Diablo Valley College, but his impact was lasting. Sorensen was an All-American defensive back for the Cougars from 1980 through 81, amassing 149 tackles and 5 interceptions. As a senior, he helped lead Washington State to an 8-3-1 record and a berth in the Holiday Bowl, the Cougars' first bowl game in 50 years. The Walnut Creek, California native finished 4th on the team with 81 tackles to go along with 4 interceptions during his senior season. During that final campaign, he earned first-team All-America honors from Football News and the Newspaper Enterprise Association, and second-team honors by the Sporting News. He also tied a school record with 3 interceptions against Arizona, after which he was named Sports Illustrated's Defensive Player of the Week. A 2-time Pacific 10 Conference All-Academic selection, he garnered first-team All-West Coast accolades by UPI and the Pac-10 Conference, and honorable mention academic All-America honors as a senior. Following his WSU career, Sorensen went on to play in the East-West Shrine Game and Japan Bowl before being selected in the 5th round of the 1982 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. Sorensen spent parts of 2 seasons with Cincinnati and San Francisco before injuries ended his career in 1983. He graduated from WSU in 1983 with a marketing degree and remained active in college athletics following his professional career, serving as the marketing and promotions director for the Spokane Cougar Club Foundation, as well as being a color analyst for the Cougar football broadcasts and Eastern Washington University football broadcast. Tonight, Paul Sorensen's impact on Cougar athletics is felt once again with his induction into the Washington State University Athletic Hall of Fame.
This is so cool. You know, you hear about the folks that come up ahead of time and, you know, they're Olympiads, they go on and set school records and just do incredible things in terms of their different sports, and I led our team in penalties. So it's nice to know that you can have a low standard and still have some pretty cool things that take place. But I love the fro back in the frickin' 80s. What's up with that? And how come everybody else has color pictures? I'm still black and white here. I mean, Rod Commons, you couldn't find one color highlight? Jeez, anyway, this is so neat, and I am so excited to be here. And when Jason Gesser called me, I cried like a little schoolgirl, and I'm sure they're a lot tougher than I am, but it was really awesome because, you know, you talk to people and you think about, your career, and you never think that, you know, it's going to end up like this. I mean, congratulations to Dominic. I would love to be able to run like you. What a stud. You did such great things and absolutely deserve to be here. And of course, Sue Durant being a leader in Title IX and what she did, had to wear men's, you know, the team had to wear men's clothing and hand-me-down stuff. And my daughter and my sister and a lot of other women in here have been able to enhance their career because of what you were able to do. And that's just an incredible thing. Very impressive. Mike Kincaid, I would love to hit the baseball like you, dude. I play in an old man over 40 league, and if we hit the ball past the pitcher, they give us first base and a standing ovation. And you just smoke, you frickin' rake things. I mean, it's impressive. And I just want to come back as you as a hitter, you know, as well. And Marshall, I couldn't make a free throw. If we had 100 free throws, if I made 2, that was a good day. The fact that you shot 80%, did the things that you did, you know, back in the day. Would you talk to my daughter about free throws? Just right over there. Congratulations. Very, very cool. And of course, Dana Pickler, I hate you because you're just an unbelievable athlete, and you started as a gymnast. I can't even touch my toes. It's embarrassing. I mean, seriously, I need help to get my shoes on in the morning, and you're doing the things that you did and so forth. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being here. And I look in the back and I see Bob Robertson, who I love as my father, and he taught me how to do broadcasting. He's an incredible man and an icon in terms of what he's done, and have you here, Bob, is huge. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Then I look right across the table and I see my broadcast partner now, and he's going, God, I wish I could trade him back to Robertson. But you get to deal with Mike Kramer on Saturday. Good luck with that. You thought I was a loudmouth? Wait till you get a hold of that big goofball. They don't call him the big human for nothing, I'm telling you. But Larry Weir, as a Hall of Famer himself, voice of Eastern Washington, he and Dave Cook, the SID, postponed their trip to Missoula to come here and support me. Thank you very much. Very, very impressive. I'd also like to thank Bill Moose and Kendra for being such good people and the opportunity to be part of this. Bill was a great athlete back in the day, and what he's done at Washington State, to see the transformation of Washington State, the program, the football facility, lifting an old Bowler gym, with the asbestos coming from the roof. And we knew we were in trouble in football when the field hockey team and the crew team were stronger than our offensive linemen. Sorry, Charlie. So we'll get back to you in a second, but they're lifting. We're going, we're in trouble, man. Look at these studs. But to be able to see the transformation of what you've done to Washington State now, and the facilities that our student athletes are getting is absolutely incredible. Congratulations, seriously. Jason Gesser, I don't know if Jason's here. He's probably hanging out, but thank you. He's done a great job. As a color guy, the things that he did, the hurling Hawaiian. We've got the throwing Simone over there, who's my all-time hero. He felt sorry for me, let me hang out in his basement in Cincinnati. Then he goes and gets traded. What's up with that, Jack? It was only 6 months. I didn't piss you off that bad, did I? Jeez, he had to go to Tampa. That was a good move out of Cincinnati, by the way. Well done for you. Anyway, I'm going to ramble, so I'm going to stay on cue here. And I just want to thank a few people, which I'm trying to do right now. Also, Bridget, thank you so much for the 85 changes that we had on our dining selection and the different people that were supposed to come and so forth. And also Bill Stevens, the SID. And I'm remiss in not thanking Rod Commons, who was our SID back in the day. And the fact that he could get Sorensen any honors, dude's awesome. He's nails. Thank you, Rocket Rod. Not a very good basketball player, but he's sure a darn nice guy and stuff. My wife was not able to make it. She was halfway up from Prosser. She had to turn around and do a wedding. So I apologize that she wasn't going to be here, and she was afraid that they're going to throw rolls at me anyway. So that was probably a good move. But I'd like to thank Vicki. She's had to work in a lot of different locations across the country to help our family out. And I know she wanted to be here tonight, but unfortunately, Vic, sorry you couldn't make it, but we'll catch you next time. I'd also like to thank my mom, Marlo Sorensen down there. She was at the Gold Helmet Banquet. I got to tell you one little story. It's kind of cool. So we're at the Gold Helmet Banquet in Seattle. My senior year is 1981. You've got Marcus Allen there, who's the Heisman Trophy winner. Dave Remington, who's the Outland winner, is huge, big old guy from Nebraska, bench pressed, baby grand piano, and the University of Washington, one of the fraternities over at Husky Stadium. Boy, that impressed those guys. And all of these different celebs, and I was there on behalf of Washington State. And so I go to introduce my mom and dad, and she stands up, and she's got salad dressings filled right down the front of her shirt, her nice dress there, and it was like she went swimming. I'm going, Mom, please, whatever you do tonight, don't spill anything on you, okay? She also gave me great advice. She said, when you go up there, talk slowly and make sure your fly's zipped up. Great advice, Mom. Love ya. Thank you very much for being here. That's so cool. I've got family that's traveled from all over the place to get here, and a few folks that I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank my sister, Sarah, who by far is the best athlete in the family. She was in our high school Hall of Fame. She's right back there, and she benefited from a lot of what Sue Durant did in Title IX back in the day, and she will definitely tell me, he goes, you're lucky that I didn't go to Washington State because I would have been in that Hall of Fame before you too. So thanks, Sarah. And her husband, Jack, who actually was teammates with Chris Peterson. You might remember that name, who's now that purple and gold coach over in Seattle. Hate to say it, he's a pretty good dude. And he and Jack were buddies, and actually married a Northgate gal, if that's right. That was my old high school. And their kids, Jared, who's here, and JC, unfortunately, who's not. She had to do some work stuff down in California, but thank you for being here. Also like to thank my brother, Scott, who got all the height in the family. He was an LSU guy and married very high over his head with Al. They're right here. They came in from San Diego with Trey and Case, their two kids, and we got them fish sticks or chicken tenders for dinner, so they really appreciate that. So thank you for making the effort as well, and so forth. Ashley and Ryan and their three kids, fortunately they left their three kids at home because they would have been running all over the place pulling tables, but thank you for being here. I'd also like to thank Cody, my son, who was, he got all the smarts in the family. He's an academic All-American first team as a mechanical engineer. Had a 3.8. I'm bragging a little bit on him, and he works now for the Navy Nuclear Lab. And he made it in from Pocatello, Idaho, and just did a great job. He was truly a student athlete. Congratulations. Yeah. I know, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna get B in here in a second because he gets a special introduction. My sister's directing traffic back there, so I can, do the right thing. But then there's Alicia, my daughter. Oh my God, she's so much like me. It's not even scary. And I am so sorry, honey. But just a great hard worker, a lot like Sarah. Just finished playing basketball down at Eastern Oregon, and she saw the bright side. She's going to come up and finish her degree at Eastern Washington University. Here's the best part. She's going to play rugby. Sorry about the basketball thing, but we're a Sorensen family. We like to hit people. I can't help it. And so it's so cool. And then my brother, poor Brian, think of me, go 180 degrees. That's B. If there's one bumblebee within a 50 square mile area, his name is Brian, but we changed it to B because he'd get stung. Anytime we went on a fishing trip, hunting trips, anything along those lines, B would get stung. It was amazing. It was almost like he was nectar. But he's just a good dude. He flew in from Dallas. His wife is battling cancer, unfortunately, and we wish Angela well on her recovery. But he made the effort to be here. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. So that's really cool. I've got a bunch of friends, Tom and Karen Stebbins. We've got the Reeses, and you've got the Olsons and the Sharkies and the Bozettes and all the great people that have made this thing so much fun. But it's really coming down to what this thing is all about, and it's about our 1981 team. It's about the Holiday Bowl team. And that, for a little history for you youngins out there, we hadn't been to a bowl game since 1931, and that bowl game was the Rose Bowl. Unfortunately, we lost that one. But we had a chance to play the Huskies. We beat Cal right out here at Albee in about a 60-mile-an-hour wind, Bill? I mean, it was a typhoon. One punt actually went backwards about 30 yards. Went straight up, blew right over everybody's head. We're going, that's so cool. Look at that. Like a little blimp. Blew right over our head, went backwards, negative punt, awesome stuff. Beat Cal. Huskies beat USC. We get to play those knuckleheads in Seattle for the whole ball of wax. Kind of cool. Unfortunately, we forgot to win. But that's okay. I'm blaming that on Coach Walden because he made us practice our walkthrough in the Red Line in Bellevue. We had to go through the thing. We're dodging buses and all that kind of stuff. But he was actually really, really cool. And I love Coach Jim Walden. Brought his wife Nancy here. And he's the reason all of this stuff is taking place because he's pulled together guys like Charlie Flager, who from Meade High School is a heck of an offensive lineman that's here. Mark Pleiss, absolute great. I could tell you stories about that guy until the cows come in, but you people probably have to go to the bathroom, so I'll speed it up. But he was a heck of a player. Mark had he had 16 picks, I think, in junior college, 8 each year, and he came to WSU, and he was a heck of a track and field athlete as well. So they moved him from safety at outside linebacker. No interceptions his junior year. He redshirts, comes back as redshirt senior year. No interceptions through 10 games, if I remember correctly. But there was a little Apple Cup in 1982 because Jim Walden wanted to have that game played in Pullman, which would have been nice to play that in 1980 as well, since we played in Spokane. Brought it back to WSU for the first time in I don't know how many years. Mark Pleiss picks the ball off inside of 2 minutes. Cougars beat the Huskies 24-20. And there's a lot of kids in Haiti now wearing University of Washington Rose Bowl shirts because they couldn't go to the Rose Bowl. Now, we didn't go to the Rose Bowl either, but it's sure nice to knock the Huskies out of their deal because they did it to us in 81. Isn't that right, Coach? And Jim Walden was great because he gave me a chance to play. He saw something in a goofball from Walnut Creek, California. You saw the fro. I had no chance. I had no Arnold speed. I had no Pickler skills in terms of being able to jump, but I played hard. I played really hard. And it's hard to believe that somebody like me could have the opportunity in this country to do the things that we do. And that's what makes this whole thing fun. A chance to play for Jim Walden, a chance to play with Charlie Flager and Mark Pleiss, a chance to play for Jeff Files, who passed away from ALS. He's my teammate, and he passed. John Winslow, who passed. A lot of our guys that represented that don't have the opportunity to stand up here today and to talk to you. So I'm representing them. And I want this to be about 1981, about the Holiday Bowl team, about our coaching staff and our kids and our players and our administrators and our broadcasters and all of you for being here and being part of this special moment. That's what makes this thing so cool. And if you bear with me a second, I found an article in USA Today that Dick Butkus wrote. He was inducted into the College Football and Pro Football Hall of Fame back in, I think it was 1979. He was a heck of a linebacker for the Chicago Bears, played for the University of Illinois. He wrote an article on football. It's a couple paragraphs here, and I'm going to just read it to you if I can read it, hopefully. May have to grab my glasses here because I'm getting it. So hang on a sec. Anyway, I want to end it with this. It's kind of neat, and I think you'll appreciate it. Okay? Got my Cougar pen. This is so nice. Okay, here we go. All righty. Okie doke. So let's see here. Dick Butkus, Hall of Famer, talks about the risks of playing football. He said, there are undeniable risks, but no sport really prepares me for a game of life better than football. Football's tough, takes strength, physical strength, to compete, and mental strength to master your fear of violence and failure. The game gives back as much as it takes. It teaches tenacity, teamwork, respect, appreciation for a strenuous and healthy life. I was made for football. Football focused me. My job was to get better every play, every day. Through it all, I learned how to become a better person and teammate. I learned how to fight through adversity. My career and family life was better because I learned how to channel my competitive instincts. Sometimes I get a little cranky. I was yelling at the Spokane Club in racquetball today. Sorry about that. But anyway, that's still a work in progress. All of this, we are all aware of CTE, which is probably going to be something we're going to have to deal with. It's not going to matter. You'll find out about it when you pass away, but it's a risk, okay? Like most of the former players, we have to monitor our health closely. That's not to say that we don't have other health issues. We do, like millions of other Americans. But we manage what we have, and we choose not to live in fear. I want to stay focused on maintaining good health and giving back. Football taught me that. It's something I truly believe in today. I think it's smart to keep adjusting the game as we learn more. We haven't lost anything in our game by protecting defenseless players or benching players who fail the sideline concussion baseline test, which we didn't really have back in the day, unfortunately. But if you can find your helmet and you look like you're okay, you went back in and play. That's just the way it was. That's what we knew, okay? We do need to teach better tackling, better neck conditioning, eyes to the thigh. Rugby tackling being taught today by the Seattle Seahawks and several other NFL teams. That's passing on down through college, which I think is really cool. Many, many more teams are embracing that deal. And if I could change anything in my career, people, I would change the way I hit. I would have done the eyes to the thighs because I think it's a great way to do it. We need to explore and welcome medical equipment innovations that protect players, and we need to do everything to rid the game of illegal performance-enhancing drugs that threaten the health of players at every level and are cutting down players who completed their playing days well before their time. There are undeniable risks in playing football, but the benefit of football in transforming energetic youth into productive and successful citizens cannot be overlooked. God bless you. God bless the Cougs. Thank you so very much for this opportunity and for being here tonight. Have a great evening.